Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to all our Itulay mathletes, math coaches, and math Husay schools all over the Philippines. Once again, this is Tutor Joy Villarreal. Very excited to learn with you for our grade 10 math session. So shout out po sa ating mga Itulay mathletes na nagko-comment sa ating comment section. Now, if you are actively watching, please mention now your advisors also, your teachers, at ang inyong mga kaklase para sabay-sabay tayong matututo. And please share this to your timeline, to your Facebook group, sa inyong school Facebook groups at inyong group chat para maraming nakakaabot or marami tayong naaabot na mga Itulay learners. So, good afternoon, watching from San Mariano National High School, si John Paul Baisa. Ganon din si Catherine Obina, Angel Lu Veloria Bitamog, si Janine Langido, si Krisma Abi Pagulayan, at marami pang iba. Ayan, so please mention now your classmates, teachers, and of course your schools. Yan. So for today, we are now on the 7th week of our Itulay session. And of course, just like the drill that we have, no, we have weekly math challenge. And we always recognize our mathletes, math coach, and math Husay schools of the week. So for week number 6, i-recognize natin sila today. But before that, for Math 10, once again, our team is composed of Tutor Abhil from SDO Bataan, Tutor Roel from SDO Camarines Sur, and yours truly, Tutor Joy from SDO Caloocan City. Now, are you ready? Kung ready na kayo, paki-comment naman dyan ang pangalan ng inyong school at ang pangalan ng inyong advisor sa ating comment section. Yan, si Ma'am Marie Rose F. Robles is watching from San Mariano National High School. At si Feby Zarin, mukhang meron din tayong mga bagong Itulay learners na nanonood ngayon. So shout out po sa inyo at welcome. Almost done na po ang ating quarter 3. And so far, so good. Marami naman po ba tayong natututuhan? If yes, can you please share some heart reactions in our comment section? Ayan. And I'm very excited to announce our mathletes, mathlete, math coach, and math Husay schools for week number 6. And here are they. So here they are. We have, for quarter 3, week 6, we have John Ray M. Frongoso from Ocampo National High School, SDO Camarines Sur. So this is for quarter 3, week 6. He is our mathlete of the week. Paki-comment naman kung ikay nanonood na ngayon, John Ray Frongoso. Paki-mention din kung siya ay inyong friend, classmate, or schoolmate. And shout out po sa iyong teacher at sa iyong school na Ocampo National High School. And of course, we also have our math coach of the week. So si Sir Carl Justin V. Condino. Actually, Sir Carl Justin V. Condino is a student teacher at Ocampo National High School. So he is having his off-campus training at Ocampo National High School, SDO Camarines Sur, and he's from Shepherdville College. So, meaning Shepherdville College, excuse for that, ang ating partner school, no? Ang partner school ng Ocampo National High School. So, congratulations, Sir Carl Justin, and thank you so much for motivating your students, for supporting our program. And for our Math Husay schools of the week, we have the following. So we have Godofredo Reyes Senior National High School, SDO Camarines Sur, San Mariano National High School, SDO Isabela, Ocampo National High School, SDO Camarines Sur, Luis Fe Gomez Jomantina National High School, SDO Isabela, Antipolo National High School, SDO Camarines Sur, and last but definitely not the least, we have Colyat High School from SDO Quezon City. Now, kung mga school nyo po ang ating recognized as Math Husay schools for quarter 3, week 6, pahingi naman ng isang shout out dyan. Be proud of your school, no? Just comment, I am from, for example, San Mariano National High School, from Colyat High School. So, comment down, comment nyo po ang sentence na yon and mention your teacher. Yan, congratulations to everyone. And for our quarter 3, week 7. This is all about conditional probability. We're almost done for the third quarter. So, thank you so much once again to to the Cordillera Administrative Region for allowing us to use this reference. We are using Cordillera Administrative Regions Quarter 3 Module 32 entitled Conditional Probability. Ayan, thank you so much po. And for today's objectives, yan, ready na po tayo. Of course, to recall multiplication rule of probability. Next is to identify events which involves conditional probability. Lastly is to solve problems involving conditional probability. Ayan, maraming masaya sa comment section because they saw their school's name. Yan. Good afternoon, everyone. So, nandito rin si Kathleen Cagiat, si Adam Ros Valencia, si Harchi Ramos, si Feby Zarin, si Steffi Debriras, si John Carl Centillas. Now, before we proceed, I hope you are now ready with your pen and paper for us to learn today's lesson. Yan. So, pwedeng screenshot ang objective tapos as our exit activity, no, check natin kung na-attain ba natin ang ating objectives for today. So, Mathletes, are you ready? If you do, then let's get started. So, for our recall sa Maths In, remember that last week, we discussed about two concepts. Those are independent events and dependent events. Now, let's recall kung ano bang pinagkaiba ng independent events at dependent events. Ayan, good afternoon din sa'yo, Nina Pelaez from Ocampo National High School at Melvin Steve Mendoza from San Mariano National High School. Ayan, what's the difference? Pwede nyo bang i-browse ang inyong notebook, Mathletes? Now, from the word itself. So, when we say independent events, pwede nating i-recall if the outcome of one event has no effect on the outcome of a second event, then the two events are called independent events. Ibig sabihin, malaya ang bawat event sa isa't isa. Walang effect ang probability ng first event dun sa susunod na event. Halimbawa po niyan, ano yung binibigay nating example? Kung nag-roll tayo ng die, no, yung probability na ang number 2 ay mag-a-appear at yung probability na number 5 ang mag-a-appear ay considered independent events. Bakit? Kasi 'di ba hindi naman maapektuhan ng first event yung pangyayari na mag-a-appear yung second event or yung number 5 natin or yung number 6. Ayan. So, we have here independent events. And then, opposite niyan is the dependent events. If the outcome of one event has effect on the outcome of a second event, then the two events are called dependent events. So, ang clear na example dyan that we gave last week, if we pick, for example, a marble or maybe a card from a deck of cards, yung probability ng first event, yan, as is yan, but if we did not replace, if we did not return, so yun yung tinatawag nating without replacement, no return, ganyan. Pag hindi natin binalik yung element na binunot natin sa unang draw, then that will give an effect to the probability of the next event. So, halimbawa, sa unang pagkakataon, bumunot ako ng card na King of Hearts. Kung hindi ko ibabalik yung card na yon sa standard deck of card, kapag bumunot ako ng another card, for example, Queen of Hearts, then yung probability ng Queen of Hearts will be affected kasi hindi na kompleto yung sample space natin. From 52, magiging 51 na lang. So, that is an example of having dependent events, computing probability of dependent events. So, I hope clear yan. And for, as part of our review also, let's have this activity. Ayan, basahin natin. Mathletes. So, suppose we have a standard die and it is rolled 4 times. Now, what is the probability of getting a prime number on the first roll, an even number on the second roll, a multiple of 3 on the third roll, and a number greater than 2 on the fourth roll? Yan. Ilang events meron tayo dito sa ating experiment. Ilang events kaya? Can you please type in our comment section? Ayan, please type in our comment section, how many events do we have? Yan. Sige, please type. And how do we solve such problem? Ayan, very good si Nagesh Lay Prades. 4. Ganon din si Gerald Cultivo. Ang answer nila ay 4 events. Good job. We have 4 events here. So, let's try to name them. Let's say events A, B, C, and D. So, suppose we have event A, wherein we are getting a prime number from this experiment. Now, can you identify what is the probability of event A? What is the probability of getting a prime number? Remember that in a standard die, may 6 tayong elements sa sample space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And how many, out of 6, how many of those numbers are prime number? Can you guess what is the probability of event A? Ayan, good job, Nagesh. We have 1/2. So, the probability of getting a prime number, ang prime number natin, mathletes, ay 2, 4, 6. So, 3 elements out of 6 na sample space natin. In simplest form, that is 1/2. Very good. What about for probability of B? Let's say, ang event B ay yung probability na pagkuha ng na makakakuha tayo ng even number from the standard die. Ilan ang even number? Yan. What is the probability of B? So we have even numbers 2, 4, and 6. Out of 6, ilan kaya yon? That is, sige nga, in our comment section. Correct. Tama po si Harchi. May 3 elements na pasok dun sa even numbers. And Nagesh answered 1/2. So that is 3/6 or simply 1/2. Good job. How about probability of event C? Probability of event C talks about the probability of getting a multiple of 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ano dun ang multiples of 3? Tama. We have 3 and 6. So that is 2 out of 6. Paano natin isi-simplify yon, mathletes? Ayan, correct. We have 1/3. And lastly, the 4th event that we have here is the probability of D, wherein event D is the event that the number we get is greater than 2. Ilan ang numbers sa 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ang greater than 2? So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ilan ba? Greater than 2? 3, 4, 5, 6. Yan. So, hindi kasama yung 2. Number greater than 2 are 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, that is 4 out of 6. Or simply, tama si Harchi, that is 2/3. Now, after getting the probability of each event, can you recall paano natin isosolve yung ganitong type of problem? If this is given, are these independent events or dependent events? It's clear that they are independent. So if they are all independent, we say that we get its probability by getting the intersection of A, B, C, and D. Or simply, we multiply the probability of A with probability of B, with probability of C, and with probability of D. Now, what is our answer? So that is 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/3 times 2/3. What is your final answer? Can you please type? Yan, can you please type? What will be the probability of getting a prime number on the first roll, an even number on the second roll, a multiple of 3 on the third roll, and a number greater than 2 on the fourth roll? What is the product of 1/2, 1/2, 1/3, and 2/3? Ayan. Correct. Jane, Warren, Harchi, Renver, Gerald, Nia, Jelen, Melvin, they all answered 1/18. What does it mean, Matlit? That the probability of getting a prime number, even number, multiple of 3, number greater than 2 for this 4 times na roll ng standard die is 1/18. Again, this is an example of independent events, and we simply get the product of the probability for each event. Very good. Now, yung lesson natin, which is all about conditional probability, in order for us to understand this lesson or this concept of having conditional probability, basahin natin to. Yan. So, we all know how we all experienced pandemic since 2020. So, let's try to read and analyze this event or the situation. So, a nurse works in a hospital located in a city with a population of 3.8 million. Because of the pandemic caused by COVID-19, he assumes that approximately 0.8% of the city is infected since the citizens do not practice any precautionary measures like physical distancing, wearing of masks, and frequent washing, sanitizing of hands. So take note ha, there's an assumption already that approximately 0.8% of the city is infected of COVID-19. Now let's continue. A man walks into the hospital for consultation. What is the probability that the man is infected with the virus? Upon consultation, it was found out that he has fever and dry cough, very common symptoms of the virus infection. With this additional information, this is the question. Do you think that the probability that the man has COVID-19 is higher than 0.8%? Sige nga, can you answer the question? With this additional information, ano yung additional information natin? That upon consultation, it was found out that he already has fever and dry cough. And both of these conditions are very common symptoms of the virus infection. Ang tanong, is the probability that the man has COVID-19 higher now than 0.8%? Sige nga. Check natin ang analysis, ang analyzing skills natin. Hello din sa'yo, Jill Grace Tawagon, watching from Ocampo National High School. Ayan. Sige, ang sabi ni Nagesh, yes. Sabi rin ni Gerald, yes. So, let's find out. So, for these examples, mathletes, this is actually one way to understand conditional probability. Imagine, there's already an assumption that in that city, there's 0.8% probability na ma-infect ang mga citizen. And when the man walked into the hospital, the probability that he had the virus is already 0.8% kasi part siya ng city na yon. He's one of the citizens of that city having 0.8% probability. However, with the occurrence of another event, ano yung another event na tinutukoy? Yung pagkakaroon ng sintomas. Yung sintomas na lagnat, fever, or dry cough. So, dahil meron ng occurrence ng addition of these events, new event, then the probability now of man having COVID-19 could be changed. And when we say could be changed, pwedeng tumaas, pwedeng bumaba, di ba? But in this case, obviously or definitely, the probability now of having infection for that man is higher. This would also show that the probability of events could occur conditionally. Nakabase sa kondisyon, no? Meron siyang kondisyones. And when we define conditional probability, mathletes, please take note, the probability of an event occurring given that another event has already occurred is called conditional probability. Ano pong ibig sabihin yan? Pasimplihin natin. Yung probability na mangyayari ang isang event ay magiging given, mangyayari lang given na nangyari na yung particular event. So, Another way of understanding that is, for example, we denote the events B and A. The conditional probability of an event B is the probability that the event will occur given that the event A has already occurred. Mangyayari lang ang event B based on the condition na nangyari na si event A. So that's the idea of conditional probability. And of course, in math, we say that math is also a language, and we summarize, or maybe we shorten it using our formula or notation. So this could be formulated using this equation. So tingnan po ang ating notation, ang ating representation. We still use capital letter P that denotes probability. We also use capital letters B and A to denote events name. Ngayon, meron kayong makikitang straight line that is between B and A. Now, dito, sa pinapakita natin sa ating screen, P of B tapos straight line A, we read it as probability of B given A. Again, we read it as probability of event B given event A. Mga shortcut techniques natin ng pagbabasa, probability of B given A. Ang ibig sabihin, hinahanap natin dyan yung conditional probability ng event B provided or given or nasatisfy ang condition na nangyari na si event A. So, ganun po yung arrangement. Kapag ka nauna yung event B, ibig sabihin yun yung hinahanapan ng conditional probability. Yung pangalawang event name, yan yung ating nauna na or yun yung given na nating event. And for us to answer this, we simply get the ratio of what? Probability of A intersection B. At alam natin kung paano yan kinukuha, 'di ba? Probability of A times probability of B, or maybe pwede ring cardinality of A intersection B. At tingnan mabuti ang denominator. We have probability of A. Ano yung pinagbasehan ng ating denominator? It must be the event that has already occurred. Yung nangyari na. Bakit natin to ini-emphasize, mathletes? Because here in our second case, pwede kasing may switching na mangyari. And I don't want you to be confused. For example, here in our first case, conditional probability of B given that A has occurred, ang ating symbols or notation ay P of B given A. Pero sa second case natin, the conditional probability of A given that B has occurred, ganito na po ang ating representation. Any observation? You will see here that we still use probability, capital letter P, but there is already switching of letters. Yung A na una, yung B sumunod. We read it as probability, conditional probability of A given that B has occurred, or simply probability of A given that given B. Naiintindihan natin, we interpret it that we are solving for the conditional probability of A provided that B has already happened or has already occurred. At paano natin kukunin yung answer? Just simply have the solution. Ang mapapansin naman natin, the denominator now is probability of B. So, anong conclusion natin doon? Your denominator during the solution is always the probability of the event that is already given. Yung nangyari ng event. I hope matandaan to, you may take a screenshot of this slide. So, good afternoon din sa ating mga Itulay learners na nasa YouTube channel nakatutok. Ayan. And next, so, understanding now the concept of conditional probability as well as the formula when we are solving conditional probability, let's have this example. So, solve na tayo, mathletes. A pair of dice is rolled once. Let's find the probability that, first, one of the dice shows a 3 if it is known that the sum is 7. And yung pangalawang task, the sum is 7 if it is known that one of the dice shows a 3. Tingnan mabuti yung problem. Very relevant po dyan yung phrase na, if it is known that the sum is 7. If it is known. So, pag nakakakita tayo ng mga phrases that starts with words like if, when, given that, ibig sabihin, yun yung mga indicator na yun yung condition natin. Yun yung mga event na nangyari na. Okay? So, tingnan natin. For letter A, one of the dice shows a 3 if it is known that the sum is 7. Look at this matrix or table. It shows here the combinations of numbers when we roll a pair of dice once. So for example, ayan, may 1, 1, 2, 1. May mga naka-highlight tayo ditong numbers or combination. Ano kaya yung mga numbers na yan? These are the pair of numbers that will give us the sum of 7. So, tingnan mabuti. 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 4, 4, 3, 5, 2, 6, 1. If you add this, if you add the numbers of each pair, it will result to 7. Tapos may naka-highlight din, mathletes, yung mga pair na merong 3. Ayan o, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6, 3. Kasi, yun yung event na nagpapakita that one of the dice shows a 3. So, very important po yung part ng solution. You may take a screenshot of this. So, it's also a technique or tip that when you're solving problems that involves pair of dice, then you can have this table. Now, let's continue. So, notations tayo or representation. Suppose we let A, capital A, represent the event that the sum of the numbers is 7. Tapos yung event B or capital B will be the event that a 3 appears on one of the dice. Kung ganito ang representation natin, mathletes, at magsusolve tayo ng letter A, yung task A, one of the device shows a 3 if it is known that the sum is 7. Ano kaya ang magiging notation natin? Can you please type in our comment section? Is it P of B given A or P of A given B? Sige nga. Ano kaya ang magiging notation natin? Ang ipapractice muna natin today or at this point is yung pagsusulat ng representation. Event A, sum of the numbers is 7. Event B, 3 appears on one of the dice. Tapos sa task A, ang hinahanap natin ay yung probability that one of the dice shows a 3 if, may condition, it is known that the sum is 7. So is it P of B given A or is it P of A given B? Ano ang mauuna? Ayan. Okay, correct. We have P of B given A. So, tingnan natin. Sa event A na to, sabi natin sum of the numbers is 7. So, kanina nilista na, pinakita na natin sa ating table. Now, let's list them down. So, mayroon tayong 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 4, 4, 3, 5, 2, 6, 1. A total of 6 elements. For event B, we have 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6, 3, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 5, and 3, 6. A total of 11 elements for event B. Lastly, dahil kailangan natin sa ating solution ang A intersection B, at ang common dito sa A at B ay yung pair na 3, 4, at 4, 3, then there are 2. So, the cardinality of A intersection B is 2. So, tandaan, may 6 na elements sa event A, may 11 elements sa event B, at may 2 elements sa A intersection B. So, tama si Harchi, probability of B given A. Yan. Mauuna si B kasi yun yung hinahanap natin, event that a 3 appears one of the dice if it is known, so yun yung given condition, that the sum is 7. Ayan ha. N of A is 6, N of B is 11, N of A intersection B is 2. So, ang gagamitin natin yung second formula, yung kaninang binigay natin earlier. So, since we're solving for task A, ano kaya ang magiging answer? What will be the probability that one of the dice shows a 3 if it is known that the sum is 7? Can you type your answer in the chat box and simplify your answer? Yan, tama rin si Warren Villaruel. P of B given A. Ganon din si Gerald Cultivo at si Adam Ross Valencia. Yan. Now that we already have the information about cardinality of A intersection B and cardinality of A. Ano kaya ang magiging final answer natin? We have 2/6 or simply probability of B given A is 1/3. What do we mean by that? That there is 1/3 chance, 1/3 probability that one of the dice shows a 3 if it is known that the sum is 7. Ang dali lang, di ba? Now, let's proceed to the task B. In this case, the events are interchanged. Yan na. So, we simply rewrite the formula to denote the probability that the sum is 7 given that one of the numbers is 3. So, kung kanina, P of B given A, dito naman po ay P of A given B. At dahil P of A given B na yan, ano lang ang mapapalitan sa solution natin kanina? It's only the value on the denominator, which is the cardinality of B. And that is 11. So again, we retain that the numerator is 2 and the denominator is 11, which gives us 2/11. How do we interpret this, mathletes? That 2/11 is the probability that the sum is 7 if it is known that one of the dice shows a 3, having a pair of dice being rolled once. Ayan na, alam na po ang pinagkaiba. Yung kanina, nauna yung one of the dice shows a 3. Kanina, given na ang sum nung pair of numbers ay 7, tapos hahanapin natin yung conditional probability na isa doon ay nagpapakita ng number 3. And that is 1/3. Yun yung 1/3 probability. But if we interchange that, ang given naman ay isa sa mga dice ay may mag-a-appear na 3, tapos ang dapat na sum niya ay 7, then the probability will be 2/11. Yan. So, about cardinality. Now, let's have another example. 350 returning OFWs were quarantined in 2 different locations, Nova Hotel and Diplomat Lodge. After the mandatory 14-day quarantine, they were interviewed whether they were satisfied or dissatisfied on the services available during the quarantine. Now, the following table summarizes their responses. Pwedeng i-screenshot, tingnan mabuti. Sa first column, makikita natin yung Nova Hotel and Diplomat Lodge. Diyan tumuloy yung mga OFW na na-quarantine. Yan. Tapos, nung nagpa-survey, tinanong sila kung satisfied ba sila or hindi satisfied sa naging service nung bawat hotel. So, meron tayong 143 satisfied for Nova Hotel, 127 satisfied for Diplomat Lodge, which also implies, mathletes, na merong 270 OFWs na naging satisfied sa services ng Nova Hotel at Diplomat Lodge. Dito naman sa not satisfied, yung dissatisfied na OFWs, 54 ang nagsabing hindi sila satisfied sa service ng Nova Hotel at may 26 na nagsabing hindi sila satisfied sa service ng Diplomat Lodge, which implies na may 80 OFWs ang hindi satisfied sa services ng Nova Hotel at Diplomat Lodge. At another way of analyzing this table, makikita natin that for Nova Hotel, ilang OFWs kaya ang tumuloy? Sige nga, type sa ating comment section kung naiintindihan ang table na meron sa screen natin, ilan ang total number ng OFWs na tumuloy sa Nova Hotel. Based on the table, can you please type it in our chat box? In our comment section? Yan, tama. We have 197. At ilan ang total number ng nasa Diplomat Lodge? Tumuloy sa Diplomat Lodge during their quarantine. We have 153. That's why we have a total of 350. Ayan ha, tandaan ang ating mga given. Now, let's solve. If one person from the 350 OFWs is chosen at random, let's find the probability that the person, may tatlong tasks tayo. First is not satisfied given that he stayed at Diplomat Lodge. Next, stayed at Nova Hotel given that he is satisfied. Lastly, is known to have stayed at Diplomat Lodge and was satisfied. Ang dami, Tutor Joy, pero isa-isahin natin. So, first task. So, tinatanong sa atin is probability that the person is not satisfied given that he stayed at Diplomat Lodge. Ayan, meron tayong given event. Yung nagstay, yung OFW, dapat yung OFW nagstay siya sa Diplomat Lodge. So, let's have this representation. Let us denote if A be the event. Let us use A to denote the event that the person is not satisfied. And event B be the event that the person stayed at Diplomat Lodge. Now, kung ito ang ating notation, at ang task natin is to solve for the probability that the person is not satisfied given that he stayed at Diplomat Lodge, ano kaya ang notation natin? Is it P of B given A or P of A given B? Ano ang nauna? Ano yung condition natin sa situation na to? Right. Ang condition dapat natin dito, titignan natin yung bilang ng OFWs na nagstay sa Diplomat Lodge. That's why we will have a condition that, or we will have a representation like this. P of A given B. Yan ha, ang condition natin, dapat yung OFW nagstay sa Diplomat Lodge. At ano yung hahanapin nating conditional probability? Yung event na yung person na nagstay dun sa Diplomat Lodge ay hindi nagsatisfy. Di na-satisfy. Sige nga, ayan, may mga sagot na from YouTube channel. Okay, may mga sagot, 26 out of 53. Let's find out. So, P of A given B, we know that the cardinality of A is 80. Cardinality of B, ano yung B? Nagstay sa Diplomat Lodge na hindi satisfied. Total of 153. At ang intersection ng A at B ay 26. Ano yung intersection ng A at B? Yung nagstay sa Diplomat Lodge at hindi satisfied sa service ng hotel na yon. So that is probability of A is equal to the cardinality of A intersection B all over cardinality of B. And you're correct that that is 26 out of 153. 26 over 153. Or, ayan, we interpret it this way. Therefore, the probability that the person is not satisfied given that he stayed at Diplomat Hotel is 26 over 153, or in percent form, 16.99%. Ibig sabihin, almost 17% ang hindi na-satisfy sa mga nagstay doon sa Diplomat Hotel. Good job! Next, letter B tayo, task B. Probability that the person stayed at Nova Hotel given that he is satisfied. So let's denote A be the event that the person stayed at Nova Hotel, and B will be the event that the person is satisfied. So, paano natin yan i-denote ulit? Probability of A given B. Yan, tingnan yung mga naka-highlight sa ating box. So, ilan kaya? Titingnan natin, cardinality of A, total ng nasa Nova Hotel ay 197. Ang total ng nasa Diplomat Hotel ay 200. Total ng na-satisfy na nandoon sa na-satisfy sa Nova Hotel or Diplomat Lodge man yan. So, 270. Hahanapin natin yung common, which is the intersection of A and B. Ilan yung nagstay sa Nova Hotel at satisfied sila? At yun ay 143. Nakakakita na rin ako ng answer sa ating comment section. Their answer is 143 over 197 or 72.89%. And you're correct, we have 143. Tingnan nga natin yung inyong percent. Oops, wrong. Yan, nag-wrong tayo sa percent. At nag-wrong tayo sa denominator. Ayan, bakit tayo nagkaroon ng wrong sa denominator, class or mathletes? Kasi ang denominator natin should not be 197, but it must be 270. Ayan, ang ating denominator must be 270 because we have here probability of A given B. So we have 270 and that is 143 over 270 or simply 52.96%. So nakakita ako kanina 143 over 270. Tama po si Calcolyado. Ayan. At tama din si Jill Grace Tawagon na ang denominator po dapat ay 270. Well done. At kapag kinonvert natin yan sa ating percent form, it must be 52.96% or almost 53%. At last task natin. Paano kung ang tanong, probability that the person is known to have stayed at Diplomat Lodge was satisfied? Medyo may ano dito sa sentence construction natin. So, wag din tayong malilito, mathletes. So, sabi, probability that the person is known to have stayed. Ibig sabihin, ang given dito ay yung nagstay yung tao or yung OFW sa Diplomat Lodge at dapat satisfied siya. So, let's have A be the event that the person stayed at Diplomat Hotel and B the event that the person was satisfied. Paano kaya ang magiging notation nito? It must be probability of B given A. Bakit ang naging prior condition or prior event ay yung A? Kasi ang sabi dito, the person is known to have stayed. Ibig sabihin, yun yung condition para mangyari yung satisfaction doon sa hotel na yon. So we have N of A equals 153, N of B is equal to 270, intersection of A and B is 127, and when we solve for the probability of B given A, that is the ratio of intersection of A and B and cardinality of A, and that is 127 over 153. Good job, Harchi. Ayan. Rhea Nina and John Rosel. So when we convert it into percent, this is the result. The probability that the person is known to have stayed at Diplomat Lodge and was satisfied is 127 over 153. Malaki ha? Or simply 83.01%. Siguro maganda ang service ng Diplomat Lodge kaya maraming na-satisfy ng mga customers or ng mga OFWs nung nag-quarantine sila doon. Okay, that's how we interpret or give meaning to that answer. Now, let's proceed to the last problem. In a survey among grade 10 parents, let's take note that 68% have smartphones, 22% have basic phones and smartphones. So the question is, what is the probability that a parent has a basic phone given that he or she has a smartphone? Yan, sabi ni Sir Carl Condino, ang gagaling ng mga students. Totoo ka dyan, sir. Sige nga, for this third problem, subukan natin. Ayan. So, meron tayong probability, this time, ang given ay percent form. Hindi siya naka-cardinal. Hindi siya countable, no? So, meron tayo sa ating solution. Let's say that we are to solve for the probability of grade 10 parents na gumagamit ng basic phone given that they already have smartphone. So, paano natin kukunin yon? Of course, kunin lang ang probability ng grade 10 parents na gumagamit both ng basic phone and smartphone at i-divide natin yon sa probability na gumagamit ng smartphones only. So, how do we solve that? So, that is simply, ayan, bakit 0.22? Ang given 22%. Because we convert our percent form into decimal form. So, we divide 0.22 because that is the probability that the parents have basic phones and smartphones. Ibig sabihin, parehas nilang meron sila parehas, basic phone at smartphones. Now, we will divide it by 0.68 or yung 68% kanina na naka-percent. Dahil yun naman yung probability na gumagamit yung parents ng smartphones alone. So, that is also 11 over 34. Well done. Nagesh, Rianinia, Pia Bongazmin. At paano natin to i-convert sa percent? It's 32.35%. And let's give meaning to this problem. Therefore, the probability that a parent has a basic phone, given that he or she has a smartphone, smartphone is 32.35%. Ang amazing, no? Kayang-kaya nating ma-identify. Actually, yung ganitong problem, very applicable siya nung nagpapasurvey tayo sa bawat school. Kung ilan ba yung may smartphone, basic phone, ilan yung may internet, ilan yung wala. Nung inaalam natin kung kaya ba nating maitulay ang pag-aaral sa Pilipinas, given that we are in lockdown, nasa pandemic situation tayo. So, yung may mga ganitong survey na kinakandak. So, again, kung makikita natin yung essence ng pinag-aaralan natin, sobrang dami nating magagawa at sobrang dami nating matutulungan. So, there are a lot of real-world problems that can be solved when we see and appreciate the essence of mathematics. So, ito sobrang helpful talaga nito. So, nakita natin, for example, in our school, in Kalnatsay, we have a survey for this, no? Kung ilan yung may desktop, yung may iPad or tablet, ganyan, yung kayang maka-survive kapag ka nag-online class. Or maybe, yung iba, kayang module lang. Yan. Kaya napakaswerte natin na nakakapag-conduct pa rin tayo ng mga ganitong online session, meaning, it means that we have resources like this. And hopefully, all of the students, all of the Filipino students will have access to internet and good devices. Ayan. So much for that. Now that we've learned about conditional probability, I believe you are ready to take the quick check challenge. 5 items only. Let's get ready. I believe you're all matibay, kaya kayang-kaya nyong sumabay. Ayan. So here, choose the letter of the correct answer. Again, when we answer in the comment section, lagyan ng item number at isulat po ang answer ninyo, whether it's capital A, B, C, or D. Ready na daw si Harchi? Let's begin. This term refers to the probability that an event will occur given that another event has already occurred. What do you call that? Is it A, probability of mutually exclusive events, B, probability of independent events, or C, conditional probability, or D, simple probability? Is it A, B, C, or D? Lagyan ng item number, mathletes. Yan, ready na raw si Jill Grace. Yan. Sabi ni Jill, ni Angelica, ni Ria, ni Jelen, Pia, Catherine, Mia, at ni Warren, letter C. Let's find out. Correct. It's conditional probability. Topic natin today. Number 2, a number is selected at random from the set, tingnan, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Let's find the probability of getting an odd number from this set. Is it A, 5 over 11, B, 6 over 11, lagyan ng number 2, C, 7 over 11, or D, 8 over 11. So, out of these 11 numbers, what is the probability that you will get an odd number? Sige nga. I can see answers like B, from Mia, Pia, Harchi, Gerald, Nagesh. Ayan, sinashoutout din ni Rose Aribay, ang kaniyang advisor na si Ma'am Lay Gonzalez. Good afternoon to you, Rose. Ayan, si Jill, si John, si Jelen, si Catherine at si Ara Jane ay sumasagot din ng letter B. Ganon din si Adam Rose. Let's find out. Ano ba ang mga odd numbers dito? We have 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19. So we have 6 elements that would satisfy that. So we have 6 favorable outcomes out of 11 possible outcomes. So that is letter B. You're all correct. 6 over 11. Galing. Number 3. A number is selected at random from the set 9, 10. So same set ito. 9, 10, 11, 12 hanggang 19. But this time, let's apply conditional probability. Let's find probability of prime number given odd number. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Let's find out or let's solve for the probability, conditional probability of getting a prime number given that we have odd numbers. Ilan kaya yan? Is it A, 1? Is it B, 2/3? Is it C, 1/3? Or D, 0? Pag 0 probability, ibig sabihin, not impossible, no? I mean, not possible, sorry. Impossible to happen. Kapag 1 naman, 100% mangyayari. Ganun yung interpretation natin. Ibig sabihin, lahat yan pasok sa ating kondisyon. Is it A, B, C, or D? So, ang tanong, ilan dyan yung odd numbers na prime number din? Tapos, out of, ilan ba ang odd number dyan? Yan, may nakikita na akong sagot. Sige, just send it in our chat box, in our comment section. Ayan, ilan ang odd number? May 6, 9, 11, 13. Sige nga, lista nyo sa ating comment section. 9, 11, 13, ano pa, 15, 17, 19. 6 ang odd. Pero dun sa 6 na odd numbers na yun, ilan lang dun ang prime numbers? Remember that when we say prime numbers, these are numbers whose factors are only 1 in itself. So ano yung mga yon? 11, 13, 17, 19. 4 out of 6 or simply 2/3. Well done. Letter B ang tamang sagot. At tama sila Nagesh, Harchi, Warren, John Russell, Jelen, Angelica, Sandara, John Carl, Catherine, Ara Jane, Jill Grace, Pia, Bon, Gerald, Mia, Rianina, Harchi, Kathleen, Nagesh. Ayan. Very good. At yung mga nanonood din sa ating DepEd Itulay. Number 4, second to the last. A card is drawn from a deck of cards. What is the probability that it is a red suit given that it is a 5? Yan, natatandaan pa po ba ang ating deck of cards? Remember that it is composed of 4 suits. Merong heart, diamond, spade, and clover. Yan. So, sa 4 na suits na yon, meron tayong card, may tig-isa tayong card doon na number 5. Pero ang tanong dito, probability that it is a red suit given that it is a 5. Is it A, 2/13, B, 1/13, C, 1/4, or D, 1/2? Saya neto. Ilan kaya? Di ba meron tayo sa bawat suit? Ace, tapos 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. King, Queen, Jack. Ibig sabihin, sa bawat suit natin, meron dong card na number 5. So, ilan lahat ng card na number 5? 4 doon sa standard deck of card. Pero doon sa 4 na yun, mathletes, hahanapin natin yung conditional probability na red suit dapat yun. At ilan yun? There are only 2 red suits. Remember, heart and diamond. So that is 2 out of 4 or simply letter D, 1/2. Oops, maraming nagkamali. Maraming nagkamali sa number 4. Again, probability that it is a red suit given that it is a 5. Oh, balikan natin. Sa 52 cards, standard deck, may 4 kang 5, number 5 na card. Bakit? Yun yung 5 na galing sa heart, diamond, clover, and spade. Sa 4 na yon, ilan ang red suit? 2. Yung nasa diamond at yung nasa heart. So that is 2 out of 4 or simply 1/2 and that is letter D. And lastly, yan. Galing ng ating mga mathletes. Isa pa lang ang mali yata. Number 5, a die is tossed once. Find the probability or the conditional probability of getting number less than 5 given that we have even numbers. So, tatanungin nyo na kagad dyan, di ba, sa sample space nating 6, ilan ang even numbers? 2, 4, 6. Ilan ang even numbers? Ngayon, ang condition, dun sa even numbers na yon, 2, 4, 6, ilan dun, anong probability na makakakuha ka na number na mababa sa 5? Is it A, 1/3, B, 2/3, C, C, 1/4, or D, 2/5? Naku, sana dito may tumama. Kasi karamihan sa inyo, mali na ng isa. Ang score na so far ay 3 out of 4. Ayan. Ano kaya ang sagot sa number 5? What is the probability that you will get a number less than 5 from set of even numbers? So, 2, 4, 6. Dun sa 2, 4, 6 na yon, kasi even numbers, ilan ang number na mas mababa sa 5? So, may sumasagot dito ng A sa number 5. Meron pa kayang ibang sagot? Ulitin natin ha. Probability of getting number less than 5 given that ang unang nangyari or ang unang event, meron kang even numbers. Remember that in a die, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yun yung mga appearances, di ba? Dun sa 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, ano ang even numbers? 2, 4, 6. Tatlo lang ang even numbers doon. Doon sa tatlong even numbers na 2, 4, 6, ilan doon ang number na mas mababa sa 5? Yung 2 ba mas mababa sa 5? Yung 4 ba mas mababa sa 5? Yung 6 ba mas mababa sa 5? Ilan? So, out of 3, there are letter B. The correct answer here is B. So, nagkamali yung mga sumagot ng A at C for number 5. Bakit B? Again, tatlong even numbers, 2, 4, 6. Dun sa tatlong even numbers, 2 and 4 ay yung numbers na mas mababa sa 5. Hindi kasama yung 6 kasi higit na siya sa 5. So, that is 2 out of 3. So, meaning the probability of getting a number less than 5, given that we have set of even numbers from the die being tossed once, is 2/3. Ayan, may mga nakatama at meron ding mali. So, nice try. So, as we prepare for our weekly challenge, can you please send your final score in our comment section? What's your score, Matlit? Ayan, pakilagay po. And now, let's proceed to our last part. Mathletes, are you now ready to take the math challenge of the week? I believe you are now ready because you are all matibay, as always. So, for our week 7 math challenge of the week, here it is. So, please take note or take a screenshot. In a certain community, 28% are SAP or Social Amelioration Program beneficiaries. 12% are members of 4Ps or Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program, and somehow 2% are beneficiaries of both SAP and 4Ps. If a citizen from the community is a SAP beneficiary, what is the probability that he also is a beneficiary of 4Ps? So once again, if you post, pwedeng mag-PM, pwedeng mag-post, pero naka-public sana kung hindi pa namin kayo FB friend. Ilagay po ang inyong pangalan, pwede ring section, school, name of your math teacher, your math coach, and our official hashtags, Math10 Challenge, Tutor Aviel, Tutor Roel, and Tutor Joy. So dito, ang tinatanong, if a citizen from the community is a sub-beneficiary, what is the probability that he also is a beneficiary of 4Ps? So identify nyo dyan, ano yung given na condition? Ano yung naunang nangyari? No? Ano yung parang condition muna bago mangyari yung second event? If a citizen from the community is a SAP beneficiary, yan, may mga clue na tayo. What is the probability that he is also a beneficiary of 4Ps? So again, conditional probability happens when we need to have certain condition in order for an event to exist or to happen or to occur. Yan. So, meron pong mga nakapag-send na ng score. 4/5 daw po si Nagesh, 5/5 si Harchi, ganun din si Ria, at si Pia, si John, 4/5, Mia, Euphemia, at may nakakuha din ng 3. Ayan, 4 ang mas mababa. Ay, 4 ang mas mababa. Sa kaninang sagot pala niya yan. Okay. So, thank you once again. Huwag kakalimutan, kung hindi pa kayo part ng ating group chat, mag-message po sa amin, kahit kanino, kay Tutor Aviel, Tutor Roel, or sa akin, na para ma-add po kayo sa ating group chat para kung may announcement man, katulad ng ating mga follow-ups, ayan, mag-send po kami ng update sa ating group chat. At kapag po kayo ay nag-post, paki-public setting po at sundin ang ating hashtag para kayo ay makita namin. Pwede rin naman mag-post sa ating DepEd Itulay, and don't forget to subscribe our DepEd Itulay YouTube channel and follow our DepEd Itulay Facebook page and join our Facebook group. Once again, thank you so much sa ating mga mathletes, ating mga math coaches at math husay schools na madadagdagan pa sa mga susunod na linggo. This is Tutor Joy Villarreal from Caloocan National Science and Technology High School, SDO Caloocan City, reminding everyone that learning math is more fun when we can see and appreciate its beauty. See you again next session. Patapos na ang third quarter, walang hihinto, walang susuko. Itutuloy natin ang ating edukasyon. Bye-bye, mathletes!